there, welcome to Zero Production Value Movie Reviews. I'm Eric Hoernke. Today, I'm going to be talking about the movie 5 Easy Pieces from 1970, directed by Bob Rafelson. Alright, this is part of my ongoing Best Picture Film nominee project, which if you don't know, I'm trying to watch every movie nominated for Best Picture ever. Let's say it's a long-term project. In any case, I had recently got done with the year 1981, and then I've hopped back to 1970. So, 5 Easy Pieces was nominated for Best Picture during that year. It stars Jack Nicholson. It would ultimately be nominated for 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, but it wouldn't get itself a single Oscar. So this came out in 1970, was released to rave reviews. The title, 5 Easy Pieces, refers to 5 pieces of classical music that play at different points throughout the movie. This is weird because it's a high concept movie, but kind of put in a not high concept package. Ultimately, I don't really know where it's hard to really know where I stand on this movie, but really what it is, it's one of those movies that it really showcases the actor, in this case Jack Nicholson. And sometimes you get those movies that really showcase an actor or actress, but the movie itself for you is kind of meh. So we're introduced to Jack Nicholson, who plays this character named Bobby Dupia, and he's working out in the California oil fields, and he is not a great person. He's a carouser. He's probably a drunk, doesn't have very many friends. He's got somewhat of an abrasive attitude. Not generally a likable person. He's got one sort of friend. He's got a girlfriend who's just, it's one of those roles too where she just bends over backwards to do anything to try to please him, and he basically treats her like crap. Everything, just not physical abuse, but just kind of mental abuse, and they portray her. She's like kind of a lower. She's not really smart, and she doesn't really seem to have much going on. And you kind of wonder why Bobby's even with her, because he doesn't really seem to even like her that much, which is the odd part. So he's out there working as a roughneck in these oil rigs, and he gets fired. He journeys to LA to see his sister, and what we come to find out is he is from this family of basically like musical prodigies, or at least a very musical-oriented family, people who work in music, not in the music industry like rock and roll or anything, or the record company, but like classically trained musicians so they're immediately portrayed as this kind of pretentious lot, aloof and think they're better than everybody else, that sort of style. And apparently at some point Bobby rebelled from this family motif, way of living, and I don't think we're really ever given data on that, which is part of this film's flaw to me. So when Bobby goes to visit his sister, who's working as a session musician in LA, she says that the dad, the patriarch of the family, has had 2 strokes and is, getting to that point where, you should kind of come home and visit, or it might be the last time. Bobby must have had a falling out at some point with his father over something. Like, this is weird, because we're never really given the data. I don't know if he just didn't feel like he fit in the family for some reason, but it seems like he's lived his entire life as a sort of rebellious statement against how his father wanted him to live his life, or how he was anticipated to live his life. Something along those lines. So he goes and he's going to head up to Washington State to see his dad for what seems to be one final time. And Rayette, who is the girlfriend, I forget the name of the woman who plays. Really, I don't remember really anybody who stars in this movie outside of Jack Nicholson. But like Rayette confronts him, and ultimately he decides to take her with on this trip to Washington State. which is, like I said, is weird because he doesn't seem to really like her that much, and he seems content to like let her to leave her. He's said it enough, like I could just leave you, whatever. But ultimately, he takes her with, which is just weird. And then they get there, and he dumps her in a hotel so he can go to the family because he's kind of embarrassed by her and doesn't want her there anyway. And as soon as he's there, he begins kind of dogging after, pursuing his brother-in-law's wife or so, or his brother's fiance. I don't know. I mean, like I said, the dude is just not a very good nice with his interpersonal people skills. So he's there and he's interacting with the family that he doesn't really seem to like. He's in a place he doesn't really seem to like. There's really not even that much interaction with the dad. And then he finally gets to like this one final scene with him finally sitting down and talking to the dad. And we don't even know that the dad understands because he's at that point where he's in a wheelchair and he just sort of sits there, stares vacantly all day. But Jack Nicholson has his moment as an actor and as a character. He like says his piece, and we're supposed to believe, I don't know, like whatever he gets. I don't think he gets it because then ultimately at the end he just in the classic character fashion of this character, he just leaves Rayette, gets jumps on a semi off to who knows where and drives away. Leaves her at a gas station, leaves his life behind. Yeah, and that's that. So, ultimately, I didn't really like this movie that much. I don't know, I appreciated the performances, and you can obviously tell the pathos of, like, Jack Nicholson is real. Like, I mean, he's a great actor, and he can channel what this guy is feeling. But they just do so little with the narrative to give you, I guess, any sort of real reason why he's where he's at in his existence. All we know is that he starts at point A, and you think he's going to progress through some kind of catharsis to point B and come through maybe a better character. And really, he just winds up at point A and keeps on going, you know. So, all right, nominated for Best Picture of 1970. Not really my cup of tea. I do give it some props though for what it did. So ultimately, I'd give 5 Easy Pieces a C. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Look forward to more videos soon. And I'd like to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching.